Welcome to the 2025 Twin Cities Film Fest, brought to you by Stearns Bank. I'm Sarah McPeck on the red carpet at Marcus West End Cinema with the cast of Premarital. Amazing comedy drama. I'm going to have them introduce themselves and we're going to get into it.
Hi, I'm Robert Ingraham and I wrote and directed and produced Premarital.
Hi, I'm Mark Hapka and I produced and I star in Premarital.
Hi, I'm Kelley Jakle, and I play Sophie Whitaker in Premarital.
So you dealt with some really big themes. Let's just try to save someone's soul right before a wedding. How did you bring the comedy and genuineness in such a big subject matter?
Well, our lead, Jim O'Hare, who you might know from Parks and Rec, he plays Jerry in Parks and Rec, and he's our lead. He plays Pastor Stuart Whitaker. He's trying to convert his daughter's fiance to Christianity. It's a wacky premise, but it's also dealing with a very personal topic. And Jim just walked that line perfectly, where in the hands of a lesser actor, it could have come off as stupid or offensive, but he brought so much heart to it, and you really believed that he's doing what he thinks is best. And that's what we wanted to explore, is that like you have these two sides of a coin where both believe they're doing the best for each other, but they're disagreeing on what the best is, and they're both coming at it from a place of such genuine fervor, and what it looks like for a family to disagree like that and to allow them to disagree and let a story play out like that. That's what we wanted to explore. Very, very relatable for a lot of families in the Midwest, I assume.
Yeah, I think when dealing with such raw and vulnerable topics, sensitive family topics, levity is key, right? We need a little bit of levity. So I think it's great when we can all laugh about our differences and just laugh through awkward moments, right? And come out just accepting each other and loving each other a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think because there are so many big topics that are covered in this film, there are so many relatable moments, because we all have some sort of family dynamic that we might keep to ourselves, that we might see in this movie and say, hey, we're not alone in trying to deal with this.
This movie did a really good job, too, of bringing who we are away from our family, and how that intersection can sometimes be a little clunky when we join our family again. What do you think the movie did really good in portraying a real family dealing with real issues here?
Yeah, that's a great point. I really wanted to evoke the feeling of kids who are adults coming home, and they come home and they start to behave like they did when they were kids, because you have that muscle memory. You know, when you're an adult, you've gone out in the world, you've developed your own adult personality, and then you come back to where you grew up and you're around the people that you grew up with, and suddenly you start to behave like you did just because of that muscle memory. So we wanted to explore that as well, the way that you can kind of revert to old character traits for better and usually for worse. And so do you want to comment on that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think we catered to everybody, which means that there are going to be moments that offend other people. There are going to be moments that people feel really seen and are surprised that they're being represented in such a new way that we haven't really seen in other movies on the screen. So the most important thing is that we approached, because it's such a sensitive, family dynamic is so sensitive, we approached it with kindness and fairness to all parties. We don't poke fun at anybody. Some people might walk away thinking that this is a faith-based movie for them and their religion. Some people might think it was a movie for them who ran away from their faith a long time ago, or some people who are coming back into their own. They will also find a place in this, and that's kind of the point, and kind of the place that we'd like to get in the world, you know.
Well, just like there are so many topics covered in this, there are so many different characters and personalities. So just like you might see a difficult situation replicated in the movie that's happening in your life, you might also see a character that you relate to, and everyone has their own really special thing in the movie. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. We had a great time.
I can tell you had a great time, and I noticed a scene where there was an air horn. And I was just wondering if y'all had some pranks with the air horn, or who was the worst air horn offender?
Well, Cameron, who plays Jared, he had a lot of fun with the air horn. He also had a lot of fun with that bullhorn. He uses a bullhorn to speak. Man, he was carrying that thing around like he had been born with it attached to him. I actually don't even know where that bullhorn ended up. I'm suspicious that he took it home because it disappeared from set.
He also had a lot of fun with that role. He usually doesn't get the chance. He hasn't been casted in roles like that before, and so he was very excited to take on this this very fun character. Probably one of my favorite roles of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I just love the air horn moment so much. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, I've had such a great time interviewing you, and the movie is fantastic. It has a lot of heart, and I think that was the thing that you hit the nail on the head with. Thank you so much for joining us at the 2025 Twin Cities Film Fest, brought to you by Stearns Bank. I'm Sarah McPeck, coming live from the red carpet. We'll see you later.